You don't need to stay up there, do you?
And then after the part 2 of the show, you will go on to the stage for the grand draw. And we're going to ask you to do the draw.
You don't mean to console them.
Keep
Been organised.
And Weasley is going up. And then there's the lucky number, Mrs. Palmer. And then the birthday.
What I do with microchips, I'm here really as the chairman of the Wakefield and District Dyslexia Association. I'm really here because I'm a prisoner of women and always have been all my life. Mrs. Dale is our dynamic secretary. Mrs. Brain, who many of you know, is on our committee, and I'm married. And I learned really, on coming to Yorkshire soon after being married, I learned that you'll have in Yorkshire the same, ooh, she said, isn't she like Mister? And I was so proud, and then she said, never mind, what happened to change. I merely say that to relax you and so that you can look on Jean, who is much more beautiful than I am, and to say how delighted we are and honoured that we are that she has in fact agreed to be here tonight after a very long journey, I may say, from the south of England to open this magnificent show for us. So without further ado, I'm going to ask her, but there are two things. If you want the chance of winning any of these magnificent prizes, will you make sure that the studs that you have are in the drum by the end of the interval? And if you don't want to go on hungry, will you remember that there are refreshments upstairs and they will be served during the interval? And I'm going to leave you now in very capable hands of Jean and ask her if she will open the show for us.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful.
didn't you? And I'm sure you're all saying, oh, she must be carrying that baby very well. But I'll hasten to tell you that the episodes that are going out at the moment were made back in July, and Dolly was 6 months then, so I think you can work out that, where we are now. Quite happy to do that. Now, I presume that most of you know a lot about dyslexia, perhaps more than I do. The only contact really that I've had with it is that there is an actress I know called Angela Pleasant who suffers from dyslexia, and also, and I've worked with her, but I believe Beryl Reed and Susan Hampton is another one. There are quite a few people around who do suffer from dyslexia, and of course in the past, people tended to think that these people were simple because they seemed to not make any sense of what they were reading. And it's wonderful that nowadays we now know that it is in fact something which any of us should be born with. It's got nothing to do with your intelligence. In fact, a lot of people who suffer with it are very intelligent people. So I'm very honoured to have been invited along this evening, and I do hope that the organisation here will go from strength to strength, and I'm sure we're all going to have a very pleasant time. I understood it was a fashion show. I didn't know it was going to be bridal gowns, and through the ages. It'll be interesting to see what they look like in the 12th century. So please enjoy yourselves this evening, and in the interval I have brought along some coloured photos, and if any of you are interested in
I didn't think I'd follow somebody like Jim Rogers. Thank you very much indeed. Right. Can I sort of set the scene for this evening? We're showing you historical bands, but we're also showing you how wedding dresses and the ceremony came about from way back, right back to Plantagenet times. You didn't know you were into a history lesson when we started there, but I'm sure you'll find everything very, very beautiful. Michael Palmer, who has ceremony in Grand Arcadian League, has put a tremendous amount of time, effort and thought into the whole session. You'll find him very helpful with detail, actually everything is down to detail for what I'm sure you know. The first bride this evening is from the Plantagenet era. In the medieval array of the Plantagenet kings, the colour of the bride's gold gown is silver. It serves purity, eternity and glory. Which was the most popular colour at the time. The only shoe the bride of gowns was red satin, and the jewel halter was edged in silver. The evening skirt was surface and a whole more voluminous than those worn by Plantagenet brides. Can you show us that you can see the front of the dress again, please? Thank you. Instead of a flamanda being suspended from the girdle, she has sprigs of Mayblossom, bottom fruit bearing flowers. Many superstitions still surround the bride in those days, and Mayblossom is supposed to ensure that the bride is being bringing forth the fruit of children for her husband. The marriage service, as in Plantagenet days, still took place in the porch before noon, followed by blessings in the church and the nuptial mass. But fashion, just like society, had changed dramatically. Red, however, still remained a fashionable colour for wedding gowns. The Elizabethan bride wears a red silk gown over a wheel farthingale. The farthingale makes the skirt stand out from the body by means of wheel slats, often made of whalebone. Sometimes a stiff horseshoe-shaped cushion was used instead. The bodice had a gold and jewelled halter, under which a pearl-edged corsage or stomacher was used. A small frill is worn at the waist and edged with gold to match the skirt. The headdress is a jewelled tambourine cap, worn well back, with the hairstyle being short and curled. Around the neck she wears a millstone ruff, which is matching ruffles at the wrist. In her hand she carries a small spray of May blossom. Returning to the traditional Latin ritual was strictly forbidden. This new English service is very like what we now know as the traditional wedding service. And no longer does the service take place in the porch, but in the body of the church. Now turn to the Commonwealth Puritan bride. Very, very different. Civil War and the strict Puritan rule of Oliver Cromwell. The bride of the Puritan era reflects the austerity and severity of the time following intense religious and political arguments. The Puritan bride was usually married in her best gown, therefore she could continue to use it. And how often do we hear this with brides say, I want to use something. Puritan bride, as Helen of Elizabeth has a plain black bodice, black skirt, and a wide white collar edged with very precious lace. A large organic collar, as you can see, was matched by the headdress. Can you go to the front again so that you can see it a little closer? In her hand, she carries either a Bible or an Elizabethan prayer book. The Bible was usually a copy of the Great Bible in modern English, although from 1611 the authorised version was being latest one and becoming very, very popular. Book services because they've been published. The strict Puritans would dislike the ceremony of the ring. Certainly no Popish practices would have been allowed. Even the vicar was not allowed to wear a white surplice or stole. Reflects the reform times by taking the service wearing a black cassock and black gown. Thank you. The music for that particular bride was the minuet entitled Love Steals Your Heart. And then composer. Restoration Stewart. Very elaborate of the monarchy in 1660, there reappeared all the adjuncts of bright and colourful dress, this time in a degenerative version of the cavalier style. The Stuart bride wears a gown of pale ivory brocade over a silver and white undergown, trimmed with pink ribbons and blue and white pleated gauze. The overgown is drawn back at the side and held with lovers' knots in white pleated gauze, which also appears at the elbows and the puff sleeves. The headdress has an elaborate front of embroidered gauze. The headdress is frilled at the front and caught together at the back to cover the hair. Pink roses are worn on either side of this. In her hand, she carries a single rose tied with ribbons. The Stuart marriage ceremony seems to have become a more joyful occasion. Often a 12-foot length of ribbon would be tied round the waist of the bride, and she was led, accompanied by her father, into the church by two small boys. The music accompanying this bride of the Restoration Stuart period was composed in chorale by Haydn. How spectacular! This is the Hanover bride, and in the reign of King George I, no particular colour was worn specifically for weddings. The Hanoverian bride would usually wear her finest gown for her marriage. Fashion at this time was influenced by the French court, and numerous changes of style took place. The Polonaise style of gown appears to have been most popular. You can see why, can't you? After that last one. This consists of a white and ivory striped undergown trimmed at the hem with satin-edged seating, blue embroidered gauze and rosebud. The similarly trimmed overgown is a pale gold lace and looped up in festoons. These are caught by pink rosebuds and forget-me-not. The square neck bodice is edged in blue embroidered gauze, frilled lace and rosebuds with three blue satin bows on the corsage. The sleeves are fitted to the elbow, for which falls a flounce or ruffle. A small tricorn hat, heavily trimmed with flowers, is worn on top of the cadogan or cadogan. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. I think it was pulled up about this before, but the hairstyle is what I prefer. In her hand she carries a brightly painted fan. The music, fireworks music by George Frederick Handel. Economic, political and social upheavals in Europe in the 1790s and 1837 lent to many changes in costume, and the Hanover bride, Grecian style, as we see it now, very, very regal, came about. The French Revolution of 1789 and 1794 was its accent on the removal of extreme class distinctions, originated and popularised new modes in dress, having simple, classical lines. Also, a very pseudo-Greek aspect. Quite unlike any of her forerunners, the Regency bride wears an empire gown of the Greek style. This consists of silver gauze over pale pink satin. I think if I can untangle this train, I can see why I didn't take that. The high-waisted bodice is edged in pearls and beads and has a low V-shaped neckline and short puff sleeves. The matching silver gauze court train is worn from the shoulders. The headdress is tiara, and it's worn with an elaborate Grecian hairstyle. The long white gloves and podium pink roses completed the ensemble, but don't put bit more fluttering about that. Can you just go to the front again, because this headdress is absolutely magnificent, and this is nothing to do with the dress. I can only speak from the fact that at the moment this type of headdress is commercially very, very popular, and it's rather nice to see that girls want to look regal these days, and of course Princess Diana can help to decorate this sort of line. So this is the Hanover Grecian style of dress. Music, the arrival of the King Tuba by Sandra. The music which accompanies her is the bridal chorus, better known today as the bridal march. After the performances in this opera, the wearing of white and the use of the bridal march became extremely fashionable throughout the world. We have a static display of a traditional Victorian wedding dress, which is very, very romantic. The gown is of white and pink silk brocade, and it has a shawl collar. And of course, corsage, because they refer to tops of dresses as bodices. Now the corsage here is picked out with tiny seed pearls, and the neckline is emphasized by the use of the little bouquet of blossoms at the neck. This is sleeve very full, with also the broad bands of pink silk brocade edged with the Brussels lace, really makes the whole thing really rather charming. The headdress, the neckline detail and bouquet all complementing each other. The silk veil has lovely knots and tiny embroidered pieces all over it. Again, a symbol of luck. The Victorians were quite superstitious. But the whole thing is really very charming, and a lot of girls today choose the Victorian style. So that in this one was a very romantic style, which was more of a ball gown. The girls now alternate between the two. Very, very charming. Thank you. The high neck bodice is sitting up, showing the legs and spring orange blossoms. The skirts are narrow compared to those of the Victorian bride and have small lace-edged apron frontage. The long fitted sleeves are pointed and buttoned at the wrist. The train is edged with double rows of silk lace and a large bow worn slightly below the bottom. The headdress is a white gardenia, and she holds a short and this holds a short circular veil. Contrary to popular belief, Edwardian brides very seldom wore large brimmed hats. Such hats are usually worn by their bridesmaids or by brides who had less formal weddings. The Edwardian bride carries a pair of white gardenia which matches her headdress. And the music is being played by Edward Elgar and it's called Salute d'Amour. The larger formal weddings were confined to the upper classes, and most brides would have a quieter wedding on a Sunday afternoon and would wear a black velvet skirt with an elaborate embroidery on glazed blouse, trimmed at the yoke by rows and rows of lace. Last in hat and parasol softened the look. And the music and then Sina by Edwin the Knight. Consisted of a silver-laced porcelain tabard over an underdress of chocolate glaze. The tubular-shaped dress and tabard are held at the waist by a lily-trimmed sash. Suspended from this sash, two silver-laced floating towels and trains. Embroidery and rhinestones separate the front of the tabard and are scattered over the train. The headdress is a silver brow band trimmed with white lilies, through which the long tulle veil is pulled to form a progressive mock cap because of the whole of the hair, of her hair. She carries a pose of white lilies with flowing ribbons. Silver was considered by the superstitious to be lucky to the bride, and often the bride's father would give her a silver stocking piece, which she would place in her shoe, those associated with warm and silver. The music is minuet on Berenice, and I think actually the 20s deserve a little help. Rather trim waist, which is lovely if you happen to have a very trim waist. And that's gathered at the back by that tie, and then the very soft folds the skirt into a very short train. Now, as you know, it will have extra long, otherwise it's beautiful detail of enormous today. Right, so you'd like to go down and show everybody a beautiful bouquet, now that's really good. And there is yourself, and it's edge in Monet embroidery, with the spot. Very nice down. And the music is a minuet on Bucket Street by Digitised. And has lots and lots of frill petticoats. The next time, flowers in rouge in organza. And the whole thing shown off, let's have another look, half down the front, off we go. The whole thing enhanced by that ink on veil, and carried place by the famous Dior Rose. And I might add that ink on veil and Dior Roses are now back in fashion. Just come back from London and everybody wants ink on veil. That's beautiful. Thank you.
what's your name? Lily. With an I? L-I-L-Y. Oh, you're an L-I. It's not short for Lillian. Oh, my grandmother was called Lillian. I'm Lillian, really. Nice name, Lily.
Yeah.
Lovely, Lily. Sure, oh, of course, aren't we all? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, what's that? Oh, can I put trees in? Yeah, sounds good. There we are.
That's nice.
So a neckline which is very good for both small girls and rather larger ladies. It has exactly in line. Dress, £225. The veil, which is scalloped and colours embroidered, £27.50. And I'm finding quite frankly, girls now who are having evening weddings are going for decorated families in this particular one. And the headdress is so nice, so that's quite beautiful, tiny blossoms. These are four against the beautiful look. That is about £23.50. All these dresses are available in cream or white. Thank you. Annabelle, now this is a pure silk dress, and it has antique lace, motifs and borders. Now the pure white of antique pure silk lace, but not pure white handmade fibres. And so concept push it forward like that, sit back dry, and you're walking down the aisle, you have to push it forward. So it's a very subtle white. Pure silk there, again it's lace. The whole thing is very romantic. The dress, £350, and it has the short puff sleeve, trimmed against the antique lace and bows on the shoulder. That's right. Super, that's great. The silk veil is £27. Now, the top page. Full circle skirt to the chain. And the illusion neckline. Very soft, very romantic. The headdress, which is in pearl, it's a Tudor design. The dress itself would retail at £225. And the headdress at £17.95. All the details obviously have been chosen to go with these dresses. Motifs on the bottom of the skirt. It's quite a nice detail there. Thank you, Paul. Get the feeling of a bright being, thicker and short, but it shows you that the whole thing can be sorted out quite nicely. This is beautiful design. I think this is delightful. It's a petal over skirt in very pale pink. And it has motifs of French embroidery, and the French embroidery has diamantes, and its edge is the pure lace. The whole thing is delightful. The sleeves have this petal design, the neckline petal design too. The dress, £375, and the headdress would be, it's got beautiful boots on, but £27.50. Pendles, organza pendles, and then the tail also with organza pendles, which has the little corkscrew pearls. Thank you. I don't know what the actual is on the ground, but this I think is a delightful gown. It's in French tulle, and it has ribbons with satin and cornelian embroidery. A huge satin belt at that, and then this beautiful neck detail. Dog and a hat. It really is just pure romance, the whole thing. That's gorgeous. The dress, £225, £225. The parasol cushion with whatever size you wish would be £24, and the hat £35.50. Thank you. Long high sleeves, high neckline, very strong, bound with satin. And the dress, £225, and the headdress which has diamante and these sleeves, so you can see the headdress on the back. So that is £17.95. I don't think that's working about. Thank you, Jane. Again, sort of Victorian influence here, Crinoline style, an open skirt of Moraine taffeta, the water silk, and the French embroidered skirt, top skirt trimmed with satin binding, and the neckline also bound with satin, and the embroidery echoed on the neckline and the sleeves with a truly balanced look. If you turn around it, actually she looks a bit like Kirsten McDonald, and that's it. The veil is trimmed with silk russia, which is a very narrow edging. Gives a soft detail look to a very plain veil. The headdress has cowl roses, wooden ornaments and pearls. The dress, £175, and the veil, £32.50, and the headdress, £19.95. Thank you. To this particular with tulle and lever blade, which is a flat, very detailed, not made, but you will be able to see the satin layers. Hold on, I'll come on. Satin layers here, in between you have pieces of chiffon. So if that goes to some again still. So you have layers of peach, satin, lever blade, and chiffon. And the whole thing is very soft and romantic. And it has this glass bow, beautifully done at the back. No, it's a good job that you make bows like this, because I wouldn't like to have to tie a bow like that on the day. I've been called out to do lots of things, and it's boring and tie absolute perfect bows. The dress cost £199, and the headdress, which is pearls and friezes, which is £12.95, and the veil, £15.95. Thank you. fabric. The dress itself again is crinoline. No frame, but of course you see that the girls like these crinoline styles at the moment. It doesn't mean to say they can't have a frame, because they can have a frame veil. You have a longer frame veil than you have at the moment. That one is made in a circle, and you can go to procedural length, so that where she is now, the veil could end right at the end of the catwalk. So that could be your veil. So you can still have crinoline and have the frame. The dress has an illusion bodice with using the embroidery over the bust line and the embroidery on the sleeve. So it's an illusion neck and the illusion sleeve. The dress itself would be £250. The headdress, which is a V-shaped circlet, and again, and it has the loop of pearls and friezes and organza loops, and that would be £27.50. So you just go down to the bottom again for me, that's lovely. So the dress, still the idea of embroidery, at £250, and this delightful headdress. Can you just stand there for me for a second? To the right there. If you're in there, at the bottom of the there. That we have between them, and nevertheless, very beautiful. The headdress, I think you'll agree, is so fantastic. Imagine a girl with long, straight hair, between every hand, at the altar, and all people see for 40 minutes of the service with the back of a bride. Now that dress is very plain, very simple, but that headdress and veil is superb. The dress, £175, and it's in Samara. It's a beautiful fabric. It looks like satin, it feels like silk, it moves like silk, it's so light. The headdress, the roses, definitely the Elizabeth Valley, and tiny veil edged with heavy embroidery. And the headdress and veil will be around £35. That, I think, is dramatic but romantic. Thank you. tradition. You have layers and layers, the headdress, glamour, the whole thing. Beautiful. The colour, 225. The dress, $275, the hat, $620. More has the dress which has a downhand and takes out the T-shirt. The third gown to the right, the shirt which has a layer embroidery. Turned with satin ribbon, matches the band. And the short top sleeve, so double sleeve actually, with the straight sleeve inside, and then you have the top sleeve over the top. The top sleeve over the top is in the same embroidery as the body. Very strong, very feminine. Headdress, the pearl, layers of bells, and serenade. The dress, £195, the veil, £29.50, the headdress, £22. Thank you. Those two publications are Bible to everyone's experience. And the feature of it was pink style, particularly highly strong cream and dark style and natural leaves and very good grounded too. The dress is water silk, again very Victorian, suited green for France. And then the sleeves, which have a very long cuff, are covered in lace to match the body. The dress is £25, the headdress and veil is pure silk, £32.60. It brings right up to date in ways styling, we have the beard effect, we have the sleeves, and we lose the neck button. Those models, quite frankly, in the main, are very much smaller, daintier, say 10, 12 years ago, and of course the very solid style of the 50s and 60s are quite acceptable to today's very cute, very feminine ladies. And so we tried to match or mix style, and this secure, which is quite a heavy slave, and with dainty treatment and dainty pieces of skill, really able to produce the whole thing up. So you can accommodate it from this particular dress will be £180, and the headcloth which has flowers and pearls and tiny glitter is £15.95. Thank you, please.
This is the Cathedral Kitchen, Horbury. Is it Mr. Crowe? Number 1002. 1002, 1002. That was the black and white portable TV donated by Maxwell. So Mr. Crowe or Miss Crowe or Mrs. Crowe is very lucky. 45 Queen's Crescent, Ossett, West Yorkshire. 6 sunbed sessions plus gym trial donated by Northwest Health Club Pontefract. And together with a 10-pound pack of records from the Record Bar Wakefield, together with £7.50 tweed cameo donated by Ibbetson's the chemist, plus a dinner for 4 at the Baroness Restaurant Wakefield, together with a £5 voucher from C.A. Nichols Limited, Jewellers of Castleford, along with a £5 voucher from Flowers by Margaret and a £5 voucher from the Jack Green Sports Shop. A very lucky C. Thomas, 45 Queen's Crescent, Ossett, West Yorkshire. Number 1945. And number 1931, Mary Craven, 76 Grey Street, Newton Hill. A 9-carat gold sleeper plus free ear piercing, I'm glad it's not eye, donated by Harker's the Jewellers of Pontefract. Jacuzzi for 2 by Alan Hardesty, the Castleford Health Centre. I'm pleased I'm not that either. Copycat Beauty Salon, £15 voucher, and a hat designed by Michael S. Farnworth, a bottle of QC cream sherry donated by Crystal Bowl Carlingford, and 1 Easy Rider sweatshirt from Mr. Terry. 1931, Mary Craven. And who's this? Number 1811, E. Ogilvy, 2 Addingford Close, Horbury. Well, there you go. Mr. Ogilvy gets £5 vouchers from Hopkins Shoe Shop, Wrigley's the Chemist, Jackson's the Chemist, a £15 voucher donated by Buttons and Bows in Wakefield, a rag doll, value £8 from Waverley, and tickets valued at £7 from Waverley Travel, together with 9-carat gold earrings from Mr. Geoffrey M. Bain, catering for all occasions. That's E. Ogilvy, 1811, Horbury. And a bit nearer home, 1664, Danny Cotter, 84 Common Lane, East Ardsley, near Wakefield. And he gets Gino's, is it, hairdresser in Wakefield. And now, just listen to this, he has an eyebrow manicure from Mrs. Judith Cookman at the Alan Hardesty Health Centre, or in his own home. Getting quite dangerous. And he gets 6 teaspoons from S.H. Patterson of Wakefield, together with a studio photograph by Mr. Sill. Now that would be really worth having. And lucky boy, man, Little Girl's World of Beauty kit, donated by Castle Care, value £8. If any young lady would like to know his address, it's 84 Common Lane, East Ardsley.
Which camera?
This, I think, is the young man who's pointing that vicious machine at me, really. It's number 0084 F. Till.
Yes?
And he gets £5 vouchers donated by Gillian Butterfield Unisex Hairstyle Stylist. He gets one from Jeff Simpson's motorcycle shop in Castleford. He gets one from the J. Underwood Arts and Crafts shop in Wakefield. He gets a small Wedgwood plate from Peter Jones in Wakefield. He gets a tabac pack for men from Silver and Gold shop Wakefield. And he gets a £5 voucher from John Shackleton Castleford Men's Toiletries. Mr. Still, you're a lucky man, I'll give you that.
There you are.
Thank you very much.
Nice to have a winning moment. I do want on your behalf, well, first of all, to thank you all very much for coming yourselves. I hope that it has been an enjoyable and worthwhile evening. And then I should like to thank really many people whom I cannot name because I do not know their names, who have in fact behind the scenes made this evening such a huge success, and I hope raised funds for the very worthy cause of dyslexia, which we are trying to support in the metropolitan district of Wakefield. But there are some people whom I should like to thank specifically, and I should like you to thank them with me, and of course, first and foremost, if I may say so, Jean, who has in fact been here with us all the evening, who was gracious enough to come and open this program for us. But I think as many of you noticed, he was quite ready and willing to give up any spare moments he had really in between whiles, both at the beginning and in the interval, to sign photographs and to do her best to support the cause of dyslexia. We're grateful to you for coming, and thank you very much indeed. You all wish me to congratulate, I think, the director, Mr. Michael Farnworth, and along with him all those girls, all those models, and all those mothers we have to the background music that has helped the show along, that was performed for us by Mrs. Margaret Wade. And our compere, please, without whom I think we should all perhaps have...
Thank you very much indeed. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and as far as I can see, everyone here at the back of the stage enjoyed it so much. There was the say thank you. Thank you for coming.
And last but not least, may I ask you please to give a very big hand, I think the Americans say, I'm not used to Americanese, but a big hand to Mrs. Brain, who has done such an enormous...
You know how much it means to me to see dyslexia put into this area and really incorporate something reasonable about it. I've waited a lot of years. Thank you very much.
Profile.
This guy.
Profile.
Would you like to see this?
Oh, yes, that looks very nice. Nothing.
Your money it goes on holiday on Friday.
Explain now.
No, man.
It's the money for you.
Yeah. So if you do it with John at the office, he goes on holiday on Friday. 12. We'll go up and thank you now. I can tell the size of it. It can go straight over. Well, I ain't got Michael, I'd like to thank you very, very much for everything you've done. It was a fabulous show, and you know just how much this reflects to me, and quite a lot of other folks as well to do with the association. Thanks. Okay?
Lovely, thank you.
Okay.